I am your god, and I curse you with pestilence.
Wow. Let's turn the reverb off. All
Hello, my
right.
name is Eric Hightower, and I am your host, and I'm here with my co-host, Lance McNatt. Today we're going to be talking about technology and how it affects the music and film career
Yes,
and
indeed.
everyday life.
Oh.
All right, go ahead and grab your tablets. We have a couple questions here. First things first.
Okay, so technology, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, kids nowadays are loving it.
I know, but
Uh-huh.
sometimes it kind of gets on the old folks' nerves, you know?
Yeah, you know what? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways, so number one, there's like 7 things I want to ask you about how technology impacts the world, and one of which we're gonna start with, which is your most favorite, is how do you think it impacts social media?
Social media, if we're talking about technology, we are talking about just overall. Well, I feel like social media helps connect people and who they are. And I also think the better the technology is, like the more you're able to share. Like you could share audio to people. You could share cameras, and cameras and phones are getting better every single time they come out.
Mm-hmm.
So you could share, your experience with other people a lot more easier that way.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So the second one, what about transportation?
Transportation, I feel like we are slacking a little bit behind of technology and transportation. Just
Mm.
because, like, if you see public transportation and stuff like that, we're not really taking a big jump like we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take a look at phones. Just 10 years ago, we went from, like, those brick phones, and now
Yeah,
we have, like, really small, like, phones that could fit inside your pocket and stuff like that.
yeah, I definitely think it makes a big difference because now we don't just use our phones for one thing.
Right.
It's more than one thing. It's like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 different things at once. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think in times it it's for the better, but that same aspect of it is what makes it worse. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like sometimes like you could be um wanting to work on something and there's no isolation with this device. So you could be working on it and then boom, you get a notification.
Right.
And it's like, oh well, let me go through Instagram. And sometimes it could be a distraction, but it all depends on how you choose to use the device and how um, you choose to let it affect your life. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, I definitely think that social media in general and just technology is great.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not.
Sometimes.
All
You,
right,
you know
how
what?
do you think that it impacts the film industry? This is the one that I was fucking with you
Oh.
earlier. It wasn't your favorite. I knew it wasn't. But how do you think it impacts the film industry?
The film industry, I feel like when it comes to production, you see everyday movies, they're usually filmed in front of a green screen, and they just basically put whatever setting they want in it, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. It's amazing. But I feel like people depend off of the technology that they get from the film industry
Mm-hmm.
in replacement of actual writing.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's not unfair, but it's a bit cheating if you could just put on a script and be like, oh, insert big explosion here. And you're just all like, oh, they'll just do that on green screen. It's fine. Because you're not really thinking about it. You could put down whatever you want, and you, could, you could put down whatever you want, and it's not going to be a big issue because you could just replace whatever problem you run into with just a green screen.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's going to hold someone back. So I like to base my films and stuff just around what I have, right?
Yeah.
So I don't usually buy something if I need to for that. Well, unless it's something small like a prop, then maybe
Hmm.
I'd buy it off the dollar store. But like I'm not gonna buy like, you know, a stick of dynamite just to do an explosion or something
Yeah.
like that. So in a way, I feel like technology is helping the film industry because it's able to bring someone's imagination to life.
Hmm.
But I also feel like for some people, it's also bringing them back and causing them to take shortcuts that they don't need to.
Yeah, or it could also make some movies like too cheesy. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like especially for the people who are not, pros and they're just starting out and they decide to just throw a random explosion in there and just edit it in there. You
Right.
ever seen videos like that?
I've seen them all
And
the time. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely that kind of I think that kind of ties into your idea of how um quality is more important than quantity.
Right.
So, can you
Mm-hmm.
tell them about that? A little bit about that?
I think we went through it a little bit over the second or was it
Yeah.
third
I think it
episode?
was the second episode.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. We filmed both of those in one setting, so
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
um, we cheated you. Whoops. Um, but no, it's what am I getting at here? I'm starting to get lost in track. But no, it's like I get frustrated when I see people just pumping out films.
Hmm.
Like today, you see sequels or you see like movie. You know, I'm gonna butcher this word, so I'm not even gonna try it. But you see like movies coming from books and stuff, and you see like sequels. You see superhero movies, and you see like movies that are just being remade again.
Yeah.
And the reason what got me into film is because I want to make original like films that have good story in it. Like I know like my favorite movies out there or stuff like Forrest Gump and then Stand by Me and like, you know, Sandlot. None of those have special effects. They're all just there and they just are solely just story writing.
Damn good movies too, by the
Mhm.
way. You guys haven't seen like Forrest Gump, you should go look at it.
It's a
That's
really good
I
movie.
know I may not know the other ones, but I know Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
If you've never seen Forrest Gump and you're watching this podcast, stop watching this podcast. Just kidding. Leave it playing. Leave a like on this podcast first. Then go watch Forrest Gump. Oh wait, before you do that, also subscribe. And then go watch Forrest Gump and then come back.
you're not allowed to watch any movies until you liked and subscribe.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry
just how it
guys.
is. Can you put on the reverb?
Put on the reverb?
Yeah.
Alright, let me put on the reverb.
I sentence you to like and subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel. Do it now.
Okay, our bit's over now. We could stop.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go. Anyways, um,
Just go right back to it. Um, so another thing I think technology has um, a big impact on is like finance, like money.
finance.
Yeah.
How so?
For me personally, I think like money wise, in terms of you know having to keep track of it, there's ways that you can. There's apps for you.
Yeah, there's like
You know what I
apps
mean?
and stuff that keep tracking your money and tell you like, hey, this is a subscription that's been charging you for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it since you're not using it.
Exactly.
I actually have one of those apps on me and it saved me like $80 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saving up a lot of money lately because of those apps for subscriptions I haven't even noticed. Speaking of which, today's sponsor. I'm kidding. I don't have a sponsor, but
Where's the sticker at?
I don't have any more stickers on me. I know, but no. Anyways, what was I saying before I got sidetracked? Oh yeah, the apps like they saved me like $80 and it's great because now I'm saving up a lot more money so I could get new equipment, you know, so I could produce more of these. And also, there's like when it comes to technology and stuff, I feel like it definitely advanced because like before you you have to you good.
Sorry, Ebola.
Oh, yep. So like you could go to the bank and you could just you keep
Just
laughing.
I'm just trying not to laugh because that little like skit we did was kind of funny.
Okay, so like you had to go down to the bank, right?
Mm.
And that's how you take away money. That's how you put in money. But now you could do everything on your phone. Like you could send someone money like $1 million away, or million,
Billion miles away.
a million miles away, and you could just send them like $5. Like, hey man, I need $5. Like, yeah, I got you. Like a couple clicks, they
Yeah.
have $5 in the bank account, and you could basically manage all your stuff just on your phone or whatever device you have. And I think that's like super cool because you see now like we're not even using checks anymore. I can't
Yeah.
remember the last time I gave someone a check or someone gave me a check. Like even when it comes to like getting paid, there's direct deposit. So on Friday, as soon as you wake up, you have the money in your account. You don't need to head to the bank. You don't need to do anything like that. You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
How's that work? Is it like an app on your phone you use or?
So direct deposit, if you go into a job and you get like your first paycheck or something, they're gonna ask you like saying, "Hey, would you like direct deposit?" You fill out a form, with your bank number and stuff like that, and they basically put the money instead of giving you a check, they put the money that you earned directly into your bank account.
Mm.
So you're able to use that money as soon as you get it instead of waiting for the check to clear and then you end up getting it Monday even though you got paid Friday.
So for anyone who wants to know how to do stuff like that, and you're looking into getting a job, just remember that. And if you forget, just rewind this podcast and look at it again.
If you forget, just watch our podcast again. You're gonna have to watch it twice.
See, look,
Sorry, man.
advertising, man. I'm telling
Yep.
you, it's the way the world
Mm-hmm.
works.
That's yep.
Poverty, right?
Sorry, you have to watch us 3 times now.
I know.
Yep.
Just scroll back and do it again.
I sentenced you to watch it 3 times.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it up. We'll do 4.
What else has technology affected lately?
I would say communication.
Communication.
Communication is a really good one.
What makes you say that?
Like for instance, way, way, way back, it would be like, hey, you have to like walk to some dude's house,
That sucks.
or like
You have to walk
not
to
even a
someone's
house, like maybe it was like a teepee or something, like whatever
Oh,
they had
man.
way back
It's
then.
the smoke
Um,
signals.
I know.
And sometimes you make a typo, you let the blanket up too much, and it's like, what? You want to kill my daughter? And then a war started, and
know.
that was annoying.
I don't get that.
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so like I was saying, you can. I'm telling you guys, I can't do this. I can't keep a straight face. This guy's fucking funny.
So what happened is that he has these new headphones he put on, and they're so like high def, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
They're so high def where every time I talk, it sounds like I'm whispering in his ear. So
That's why it makes it funny. But anyways, so like about communication, right? That's what we're talking about. So, we used to have to even call people. We didn't even text. It was either a letter or a call. And
and then
way back
letters
before
takes
that,
like
it was just a
weeks, and
letter.
like if it's an emergency, then they're not gonna get that news with
Yeah.
like weeks within time. And if you're trying to get a response very fast, that's just not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. And it's definitely good and better, and then it's also in some ways bad because some people they hide too much behind their devices, which me as a person I do not do. Sorry, I was kind of burping in my mouth.
It's all
Kind of
good.
gross. But me as a person, I kind of try not to do, and I think it definitely, if I keep, if I have to hide behind a device, it's not very good for your, like, me personally, from my point of view, I don't think it's good for your mental health and
Okay.
you as a person. So I like to, if I have something to say to someone, I say it face to face.
Right.
Like that's just the way it is. How I was taught, how I was born and raised, and that's just the way it is for me. But yeah, I definitely think it made on the good side. I think it made a better impact on many
Mm-hmm.
people, because now it's like, okay, well, hey, I really miss my mom, and she's like way across the country, and I need to
Right.
talk to her. And now it's like you can voice call and do all that stuff. So,
Right.
yeah.
And I think communications definitely with like the internet and stuff. As you can say, like it sometimes is a bad thing because people hide behind it, and they kind of depend off of it.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it also benefits like people like us, like YouTube and stuff, social media like that, and the way the internet. It helps us spread our voice to more people a lot faster.
Exactly.
Instead of being like I could tell a camera to like and subscribe, and like 26 people are gonna see this within the week.
Yeah.
But I can't just go out in the neighborhood, knock on every door, and be like, "Hey, can you like and subscribe for me, please?"
Yeah, because that's kind of weird.
That yeah.
It's like, some old man opens the door and he's like, you're just sitting there, just a big dude, and like, I don't know how much weight you are, but you just, the guy opens the door and then he sees you, and he's just like, hey man, you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel? It's just I I kind of just need some subscribers, man, and I'll cook you dinner, you know.
You got any likes, man?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so I feel like it's definitely like if you look at this, right? Like my little short film, it got around 80 subscribers by the time of recording, and that took like a year's time, but that's that's like and subscribe.
So again, with the advertising, guys, you should go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel right here. As
I
you can
love how
see.
he's showing them when it's on my channel in the first place.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the
Anyways,
whole point.
how many more times can we advertise this channel in one video? Just one big ad, really. That's what this podcast is going to be. Just one big ad. That's the title of the podcast. Anyways, but yeah, like you can see, my short film got around 80 views. I'm not gonna go out and show 80 people that short film. Be like, hey, look what I made. So I feel like the source of the internet helps you grow your name and as a person in general. But like you said, it can be used as a bad thing because I know a lot of people, they hide behind the persona that they made for them on the
Yeah.
internet, and when you meet them in person, they're nothing like that. And and sometimes it even gets even worse because sometimes if you go on websites where it has total anonymity, I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Well, they then become like a whole different person. They become like the worst version of themselves because no one knows who I am, and like therefore I could get away with anything I do or say.
Exactly. And for me, that's the thing. That's my biggest pet peeve about myself is I don't want to ever change who I am as a person and individual because you know someone doesn't like the good aspect that I think are good qualities of myself. Like I'm a nerd. I go to college. I actually have fun watching like superhero movies and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I like music too. I also wrestle. And I wear wacky t-shirts, man. Like
Ooh,
sometimes I
wacky.
like to wear NASA t-shirts, Marvel t-shirts, like and and for any of you guys out there who, are afraid to be who you want to be, which is yourself. It's like who cares what people think of you, man? At the end of the day, the only person you should be looking to for approval is yourself. When you look in the mirror at the end of the day, you should be like, is this who I am? And if the answer is no, just work on finding yourself. That's all you got to do.
That's really it too. Like before you even make any decision in your life, you need to think to yourself, not like solely who you are, but also who you want to be as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people can change. It's not bad to change as long as you're trying to change for the better of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And is it just me, or is that light like suddenly changing? Like,
The lights?
Yeah, have you
I
noticed
thought it
this
was
one?
me.
This one was just like it's kind of like
I
changing like
actually thought that was
tones
me.
of light, kind of. It's
Yeah, I
weird.
did notice that.
Yeah, and that one's not supposed to do that. It's kind of freaking me out.
Welcome back to episode 2 of our Haunted Podcast with me, Eric Hightower, and I'm here with Lance McNabb.
Actually, my name is Coco Crisp.
Krispy Kreme.
Mm.
Speaking of being haunted and stuff, while you were making that little intro for us, like 3 things off your shelf just flew off, but you had your headphones on and you couldn't hear it. I looked over and I'm like, did you see that? And your headphones jamming? I'm like, no one's going to believe me. That's it.
Well, I mean, I would believe that because I've seen some weird shit before. You know,
Oh,
like one story I could say is when I was at my house, my old house, the one on Fallbrook Street.
I never went to your house, dude.
And if any of you are trying to, find where I live, don't go to Fallbrook Street because there's a Marine there now, and he's probably gonna kick your ass.
Go to Fallbrook Street. There's a Marine there, and he will kick you.
But anyways, no. I used to live there, right? And like I remember one time I had my friend and his name was DJ over.
Okay.
Right? I'm not gonna say his actual name, but his name we
Just
called
go
him
off
DJ.
with DJ.
Right?
Okay.
And he came over and he had to spend the night because we had like a baseball game the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a light turned on like right outside on the patio by itself. Like the light was switched off. The light was switched off, right?
Right.
And we were sitting inside on the couch. We weren't doing anything, and the light just switched on. We were like, "What the hell was that?" And didn't turn off. And I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And this light, guys, you might be thinking, "Oh, it's a sensor light." It's not a sensor light. It's a light you have to use a switch for. So, yeah, that freaked us out. And then, like, literally 3 minutes later, we hear a cupboard going, bam, bam, bam. And I'm like, what is this? What's going on, man? So, yeah, that happened. That's why I'm kind of open to whatever. I guess.
Whatever.
Like, I'm not scared of it. It's just kind of freaks me out,
Off.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Sharkeisha, can you stop that right now? It's kind of...
That's the name of your ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess so. We just named her like a newborn baby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What else is technology affecting?
It's affecting my height.
I wish.
Yeah. I got shorter, though.
That's oofy.
I was 6 foot
That's
yesterday, and
buddy.
now I'm only 5'6".
I've seen that. That sucks.
Told you guys, he even agrees.
Yeah. We used to be like, hey, how's the weather up there? And now we look down and are like, hey. Because he's average height. That's how you talk to someone average height.
Yeah. Just hey, and then walk away.
Yeah. What do you think I was going to say? That's pretty rude of you to assume.
I know. I don't get you guys.
You know what? This podcast is over. You guys are being really mean right now.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'm getting hurt. This social media thing is too much for me, you know?
All these haters.
See, what? Technology! No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, guys, like, talk to your parents. I don't know. I'm just saying random stuff at this point because we're already done with the script, so now we're just fucking around, basically.
At this point, we're done with all the questions, and we went way too fast, and we still have like 6 minutes left.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 whole nuts.
6 whole minutes. 6 whole
Minutes.
60 seconds.
Minuts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Anyways, we're trying to make a couple changes to our podcast. You can see the lighting is different from the last 3 episodes that we did. And it's because we're just trying to mess around and see what fits and what works the best. We got rid of the table. The lighting's different. And also our whole setup's different. The audio, you might find a little boost in quality a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
So altogether, we're just trying our best to trying to see what's right. I
Jesus.
even upgraded my battery and my SD card just so it doesn't shut off like the last two episodes. Sorry about that, by the way. That was embarrassing. So we're just trying, our best to make this as best as possible.
Yeah.
And we're also trying to we're currently working right now into producing like a background music for it. So every time we have an awkward moment of silence or something like that, at least there's something going into your ears instead of just pure silence. Don't you love that? As soon as
Wow.
yeah, that's something I'm trying to not happen.
Dude, honestly, we got to leave this in because I think that was kind of funny. I think the audience will find it funny.
I don't find it funny.
I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's like Kevin Hart, like, laugh at my pain type thing.
Yeah,
I think you should leave it in,
I
personally.
fine. Well, of course, like I've learned to go past my perfectionist, and I'm just trying to post these as much as possible, even with the mistakes in them, just so we know what to do from now on.
Yeah. And I don't know. We could just look back at it too as like a funny thing, you know? We're looking back and just criticizing ourselves, like, why are we picking our noses or something? I don't know. Like, something funny. I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
But
maybe it's the settings on my camera. Maybe it's something. I'm gonna have to look at that later. But yeah,
so Captain America's pretty cool,
I don't think so.
really.
Yeah.
Damn. No, just kidding. just walk out. It's like we're no longer friends. I'm sorry.
Oh man, oofies.
No, the only captain that is actually exceptional.
It's Captain Marvel.
Walk out again. We gotta like put those as like little skits. Just walk away.
Yeah, so we're currently working on like little short projects too to like introduce you. Last episode we did like a photo shoot. This episode we did nothing. And
Yeah, we literally did nothing.
okay, so the plan was
Views, boom.
we were gonna put a skit at the beginning of this episode, but I'm still working on writing it, just because I really want the skit to be funny, as funny as possible, honestly, just for your entertainment. So we kind of had to delay that just a little bit, but just did it again. Did you notice that?
No, but I definitely saw it the last 2 times. And that's why I brought it up. I'm like, dude, I know.
I saw it the one time. I was like looking at that. I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So we're trying to work on tiny little projects to like fill in these podcasts. So it's not only just us talking about subjects that we want to talk about. It's also like something for your entertainment as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and also since we're trying to get past the whole introduction process of it, we're gonna more focus on personal experiences, honestly. Like we're gonna get to the point where it's not even gonna be talking about questions, it's also gonna be talking about stories that we just feel like we should talk about.
What?
You didn't see that? It just flashed like a bunch.
Bro, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I'm telling you, some crazy crap is just going on. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I saw that too. It's weird.
Anyways, so yeah,
Keep in mind, we're actually not blinking in these moments. It's not us tripping. This actually the light just flickers very quick.
I bought a pair of shoes from a drug dealer, and
Wow.
I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day.
I don't know what that was. I just decided to do it for content.
Okay, well, that's 30 minutes. We should be wrapping up. Anything you want to announce before we close off?
I'm AP.